that I think Najee Harris is going to be a star this week, purely because of the usage that is there. It was reported that Big Ben, he has an issue with his left pec, and even though he's right-handed, he's going to be a little bit limited in practice this week. That means maybe they just run the ball to Najee Harris, and he finally has that breakout that we've been waiting for. He was decent last week with 19 fantasy points, but he has played 97% of the snaps this season, which just goes to show that he's on the field literally all the time. 32 touches this season, the other running backs just 2. So I think finally the opportunity is there, the matchup is there for him to be atop the running back position.
We love the opportunity because that's what we're looking for in fantasy football. Rick, let's get to the number 1 wide receiver. Who is it going to be?
Well, I think it's going to be Tyler Lockett, and I think he's got a great matchup this week against the Minnesota Vikings. And it's amazing, last week, him and DK Metcalf each had 11 targets, and yet Tyler Lockett somehow has over 30 points. DK Metcalf, not so much. It's like how In-N-Out and Five Guys seem about the same, but In-N-Out's way better, and that's what Tyler Lockett is. He's the guy who's targeted in the end zone more. He makes bigger splash plays. Imagine getting Tyler Lockett at a much cheaper draft price than DK Metcalf. That's got to be a bummer for some people. I'm just trying to make fun of them.
Yeah, they should have been paying attention to us before the season starts. Let's get to the quarterback. Cynthia, is there a theme here?
Well, yes, run it back. Everything I said before about Kyler Murray, just kind of hit the rewind button and play it again. But look, the Jags defense is not good. And when you talk about not good, they've given up 20-plus fantasy points to both quarterbacks in both games this season. That's Tyrod Taylor and Teddy Bridgewater. What do both of those have in common? Well, Tyrod Taylor and Teddy Bridgewater both have the ability on every down to be both a passing and a rushing threat, which is exactly what Kyler Murray is doing. So I think in this matchup, Urban Meyer, I think, will have some tricks up his sleeve to target this defense, which means Kyler Murray will probably keep scoring and keep you in that nice rich fantasy blood that you need to win.
I love the rich fantasy blood.
Rich fantasy blood.
Running down my chin. I will eat points. My number 1 tight end, I'm going to go with George Kittle against the Packers. I erred greatly in projecting just 11 points for TJ Hockenson last night because I didn't see Jared Goff throwing an absolute dime, his best pass of the night.
I thought you meant on just that one play.
That's how it ended up turning out.
Right.
So sometimes it just doesn't work. It did not work for me, and that's why it's obvious that George Kittle is going to present some real difficulty to this Packers team that couldn't stop TJ Hockenson. The difficulty just makes George Kittle the pick for me because he's still pretty good.